Welcome to LongRangeOnly.com. Hey, this is Jeff Brozovich back with you again, and today we're doing a shootout between the 300 Win Mag and the 30 Nosler. This is my old tried and true 300 Win Mag I've hunted with for years. I'm shooting a 215 grain Burger in this one, 215 grain Burger in the new 30 Nosler. This rifle's named Heartbreaker, this one's named Executive Order. I've hunted now quite a bit and shot both of these rifles a lot. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make some shots, and we're going to see just what is the difference between the old tried and true 300 Win Mag and the new latest and greatest 30 Nosler, sending the same bullet, same length barrels in real action at long range. So hang around, I'm going to make a few shots and here we go. Before we get into the actual shooting, let me just go over these rifles just a little bit more detail for those of you that have not been following all the threads and the builds of these two rifles over the years. So let me just tell you a little bit about them. This is the old 300 Win Mag in a Macmillan Lazzaroni thumbhole stock. It's got a Defiance Rebel Action, a Broughton 5C 28-inch barrel, JP Enterprises muzzle brake, Night Force NXS 5.5 by 22 second focal plane on a 30 MOA near rail base. And over here, this is the new Executive Order. This is in the Manners carbon fiber stock. It's got the Lone Peak titanium fusion action, fluted bolt, the whole deal. Christensen arms, 28-inch barrel, and the Christensen arms Slayer brake. I got a Swarovski X5 on it, and again, these guns are shooting the same bullet as fast as they would accurately each of them shoot it, and I've done some extreme testing here to make sure that I was comparing apples to apples for you. Okay, this is better. It was pretty hot up on that hill. I was going to do the whole video up there, but decided, hey, why not get in some shade to go over the specifics of these two cases. So let's get started with that. We'll talk about the dry weight of the brass, what I used, and there's a full review on Long Range Only that's just specifically all the measurements, weights, volumes, and everything on the 30 Nosler 300 Win comparison. So if you want more specifics, I encourage you to look up that review and get all that, but I'm just going to highlight on some of the stuff here. When I did all that measuring and comparisons and volumes, I used new brass for both of them, and I tried to use brass that had an average weight for the 300 Win. Of course, for the 30 Nosler, you don't have much choice. You buy Nosler brass, that's it. So that's what I did. And so first comparison was weight in water. And when I did this, I used the usable case volume area, which means I stopped the water level at the base of the neck, because when there's a bullet in there, we're not going to be able to use that neck. So I wanted to compare actual case volumes. And what I got was, on water volume, the 300 Win Mag held 85.7 grains of water. The 30 Nosler hold 87.5. That gives a 1.8 grain advantage with H2O to the 30 Nosler. So then I wanted to check actual powder weights, what each case would hold filled clear up. Now these aren't load recommendations, These are just how much they will hold as a max and would surely be overpressure in many cases. So don't use this for load data. Okay, with H1000, the 300 Win Mag filled to the base of the neck, held 87.5 grains. The 30 Nosler held 91.4 grains, giving a 3.9 grain advantage to the 30 Nosler. So then I tried a coarser powder that one may use in these two cases, and that was Reloader 33. The 300 Win Mag held 90 grains even, a Reloader 33 to the base of the neck. The 30 Nosler held 93.5. So there you go. So actual usable powder volumes between the two, you're going to have 3.5 to 4 grains advantage, more case volume with the 30 Nosler. Case length, 300 Win Mag 2.606 inches, and the 30 Nosler 2.544 inches. That meaning the 30 Nosler being a larger diameter case, 62 thousandths shorter. That might become an advantage to if you're running a short mag box where you can't load out as long as you want. You may, that might mean something to you if that 62 thousandths is important. Neck lengths on both cases. The 300 Win Mag, the neck length is 2.52 inches, or excuse me, 252 thousandths. And the 30 Nosler is 293 thousandths. So the 30 Nosler has a 68 thousandths longer neck. Another difference that some people get pretty excited about, I don't. I've run them both ways, but we want to remember that a 30 Nosler is a non-belted Magnum. 300 Win Mag has your belt. So some people don't like belted Magnums. It makes zero difference to me whether it has a belt or not. I could care less. I'm going to headspace the thing and set my dice up to headspace off the shoulder, and do that with both of them. You got the same thing. I think that belt thing is just something that it's a personal preference more than anything. So to recap, what we have when comparing cases here is 30 Nosler has a little more volume, 3.5 to 4 grains of actual usable powder volume. It also is about 60-some thousandths shorter in case length, and the 30 Nosler is non-belted. If the belt bothers you, that might enter into your equation there, just to recap on that stuff. Many of you already know I've been hunting with the old 300 Win Mag for a long time. I've got extensive experience with the 300 Win Mag. I already had the load worked up for this gun. It had proven itself over and over. So I didn't do anything to it right off the bat. I just left it alone where I've been running it for years. So load work up with the 30 Nosler. I started out with H1000 and Dan's Custom Guns. He did some load work up too, and then sent it to me, and my results mirrored his. What we were seeing is we could get around 3,000 feet per second, maybe a hair more. I did get some loads there with H1000 with a little bit over 3,000 feet per second, but that's where I'm running the 300 Win Mag. So I didn't find the advantage I was looking for with that powder, so I switched to Reloader 33. We saw a slight little advantage, pickup in velocity with the Reloader 33, but we were still running only, 20, 30 feet per second faster than the 300 Win. So I had to try something else. I had to keep going. I wanted to get optimum velocity out of the 30 Nosler, because that's what I had done, I thought, with the 300 Win in previous years. So I went ahead and I tried N570 in it, and it really woke it up. We got an accuracy load with N570 behind a 215 Burger at 3,100 feet per second in the 30 Nosler. Any more than that, we started seeing pressure signs we didn't like, so we backed off. I run both of these guns at max velocity. You couldn't push them any harder safely, I don't think, or wouldn't want to anyway, for either rifle. So I'm running H1000 in the old 300 Win, and 570 proved to be fruitful in the 30 Nosler, getting me up to 3,100 feet per second when I'm running the 300 Win at 3,015 feet per second. So 3,015, 3,100, same bullet, same everything, barrel length and all, just for comparison. So you've seen the actual shooting earlier in the video, and you've seen Both rifles, I could hop right from one to the other and put a hit on the rock at 720 some yards. They both did a good job in the wind. But what did that mean, velocity difference in these two? Giving the advantage to the 30 Nosler with 3,100 feet per second, how much better, what does that do for us over the old 300 Win at 3,015 feet per second? So here was our dial-ups on that shot right there. At 720 yards, the 300 Win Mag, I had to dial up 12.5 MOA. Okay, the 30 Nosler, I dialed up 11.6 MOA. So that's a 0.9 MOA less dial up for the 30 Nosler. So that's about 4 clicks is what that's going to amount to, rounded off to 1 MOA. So it's at 720 yards, the 30 Nosler was shooting 1 MOA flatter. But the important stuff is, we can always just dial another minute. So the important stuff is, what does that mean in a wind? What does that do for a wind? And that's kind of what I was kind of testing up there, checking some things. When I made them 2 shots, the winds weren't terrible. I had them both dialed the same for windage, okay? And you've seen them both make the hit. But so what does that mean if we had a full value 10-mile-an-hour wind at 720 yards? How does that compute to have more velocity? What does it do for us? So here we go. Full value left wind, 10 mile an hour on both rifles on that same shot. The 300 Win Mag, you need to dial 2.9 MOA, so we dial 3 MOA to correct for the wind. Okay, the 30 Nosler, 2.8. So we're talking 1.1 difference in the windage. See, so the ballistic coefficient of the bullet makes more difference than the velocity does, at least when we're talking the 85 feet per second difference between these two rifles. So it really don't amount to squat. I mean, if you dial that 2.8 at 2 3/4, or you could dial it at 3 and shoot it, in the same way with the 300 Win, it's 2.9. If you dialed it at 2 3/4 to match the 30 Nosler, you're only going to be an inch or two from impact difference, and it's going to be less of a difference than our actual shooting will ever show us. Now there's a million tests I could have done. I could have tested these things until I wore them both out, trying different things, different bullets or whatever. What will they both do with the next heavier bullet, like a 230 Burger? I don't know. That's something to be tested. But I used the same bullet. I stuck with that 215, and why? Because I know it so well. So when I got all done and I had all these results that I went over to you, I thought, gee, have I been fair to the 300 Win Mag? I've never put N570 powder in the 300 Win Mag, so what will it do? So I started load workup with my chronograph on, and I really didn't do a full load workup. I just started at the same seating depth that I've been running it with H1000, and just started at a low powder charge and worked it up. I'll show you a target here, how all the bullets, it was plenty accurate. They were all falling in there. I think I fired 9 shots. I tried to achieve the maximum for both rifles. They were both right at max, or actually probably a half grain under where I would say you don't want to go any farther. And I'll show you some head space, or the heads of both cases here. You can see that the primers are flattened about the same. They are starting to show some flattening of the primer. Still got just a hair rounded corner on the primer. Faint ejector marks on both cases. If you get your magnifying glass out, you're starting to see a little brass movement and a shadow of an ejector mark on both ones. So at both pressure. But what did the old Win Mag do? Well, guess what? At the same exact charge weight I'm running in the 30 Nosler in fire-formed brass, which happens to be 82.2 grains of N570, the 300 Win Mag matched the velocity. When I fired that shot with 82.2 grains, it went 3,100 feet per second. So in summary of this whole review and this whole project, what am I going to say? You use the same powder in both guns with the same exact charge weight and the same pressure. They propel the bullet at the same velocities. So no real big gain there. If you want a little shorter case, a little shorter, fatter case by 60-some thousandths, go with the 30 Nosler. If you don't like a belt like the 300 Win Mag has, go with the 30 Nosler. If you want tons of brass availability and tons of load data and a tried and true cartridge that's going to be around forever, because it's almost been around forever the way it is, go with the 300 Win Mag. Am I going to use this rifle? Heck yes, I'm going to hunt with this rifle. It's put together with the best components, and I really like the balance of it with the Christensen fiber wrap barrel. I love the titanium Lone Peak action. I love the stock from Manners. The Swarovski, I'm going to do a review on that later. It's growing on me, but I'm not ready to give up on my Night Forces yet. But anyway, yeah, you know, I'm going to hunt with it. If I had it to do over again, this is a brand new updated, 2017 rifle. This is the old gal that's been around forever. I like the ergonomics of this rifle and the carry weight and things like that. This old gal right here has already proven herself, and she's sitting right now with 34 and 0 for one-shot kills on mostly elk. So I hope this helps you decide. I tried to spell it out as easy as I could and as clear as I could on what actual advantages and what differences are. But when it boils right down to it, even though we've heard it over and over and we've read the print and the script that the 30 Nosler will run with the 300 rum, it'll run with the 300 Weatherby, it's all this technology that has made it so much more advanced. I didn't find it, folks. I didn't find it at all. It runs, when you put the same charge weight at the same pressure together in them, they run at the same velocity. They both do the same thing. So your choice. Do whatever you want to do. That's what I found. So Jeff Brozovich from Long Range Only signing out. Come over to the forum and check us out. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram. We're on there every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss these reviews. There's plenty more of them coming. It's as fast as I can get them done. So I want to thank you for watching. And until next time, good shooting to you.